This is the reliable PSA build. Now, I've made many reliable PSA builds. The components here are, of course, the PSA lower, great. And then the Colt lower parts kit, Colt bolt carrier group, or BCM. BCM extractor upgrade kit, Colt charging handle, Daniel defense upper, rail, barrel, gas block, and a surefire suppressor. This is probably the most reliable PSA build that you guys can make. And something that I strongly recommend. As all PSA enjoyers that we are here, you can make extremely reliable PSA parts.
Very nice.
Talk about Israel. No, probably not tonight. But the reason I wanted to share that is because yet again, PSA is catching L's from people like School of the American Rifle. So this says a student brought 2 PSA large frame ARs to my class. I was unable to remove the barrel nuts due to excessive torque. PSA gets worse every day. Now, assembling ARs and AR-10s is not particularly difficult. Most barrel nuts have a torque rating between 30 and 80 foot-pounds. If you cannot figure out how to oonga boonga the barrel nut somewhere in that range, just somewhere inside of that spec, I don't know what your problem is. And to the fact that Sotar, Chad, cannot get the barrel nuts off, I don't know what you did to them at the factory to pre-weld them in place. Because I've had some stupid barrel nuts and some just absolutely wacky designs come in that I've had to work on and had the misfortune of breaking parts to get them apart. But to fail at getting a barrel nut off is wild. Like, I've had barrel nuts come in that were so torqued down that I had to drill into them to get additional wrenches onto the barrel nut, right? So I could get like other, posts inside of it so that I could use 2 wrenches at the same time to try and get that barrel nut off. So I've done wacky things to get barrel nuts off. But if you fail at it, at that bad at assembly, not to mention if it's one of their M110s, what is it, like $1,000, $1,200 for those full rifles? So that's a little sad. And AR-10s aren't fun to begin with. Working on those is not. Gloop says cross thread is better than Loctite.
It'll never come off. That's also the trick to not get your tires stolen. You just break off all the nuts on the tire. It's fine.
Cross thread everything, baby. It'll work just fine.
All I can think that PSA could have done is like a combination of cross threading and just putting like Vibratite on there or something. Like,
yeah. That would be very funny. Instead of putting on like, your grease or your AM shell, whatever it might be, onto the threads, they're like, what's this red stuff? I'm just gonna put this red stuff everywhere. Or this white, it says rock set. That must be good, right? You don't want to
JB Weld? Oh yeah.
It's actually just part of the bedding process because it's monolithic at that point, because it has just become one singular piece of metal.
It's LMT for a fraction of the price and like way worse QC. But
well, listen, guys, I don't think the average PSA enjoyer is going to figure that out, considering a 308 barrel is going to go for like 10,000 rounds, and the average PSA shooter is not going to shoot 10,000 rounds to burn out a PSA barrel to find out that their barrel is an immovable object.
Yeah, the average PSA shooter will dump about like 2 boxes and be like, "Oh, it's been perfectly fine. I'm hitting targets out to 200 yards." And in reality, it's like 50 yards, in their backyard, and they'll blow smoke up PSA's ass, and it'll sit in their safe for 8 years and be like, "Oh, I forgot I had that," and they'll try and scalp it for $1 million, in the future.
Well, dude, reviewers do the same thing. They'll put like 3 boxes through it. They'll shoot a 3-round group and be like, "Look, 3 rounds, almost touching. This is gonna sub MOA." Anyways, it's on Gunbroker for $1,100 if anybody wants to buy it.
The world's most accurate PSA. It's my 3-round groups. Look at that, 10 of them, and it's like actually just 2 rounds and it's keyholing.
Right? It looks like a jagged hole. You're like, what is that? But it's actually just a single bullet going through sideways. Yeah. But PSA, they keep doing this. They keep innovating, gentlemen. They have launched a revolutionary new firearm, the PSA 18, which is just a ghetto Mark 18 Mod 0 clone, I guess. And which is funny because they already offer many similar items to this, and there's quite literally nothing special about this build. It's even just a generic nitride barrel, but this is a new PSA 18 launch, confirmed that they put out this video 5 hours ago. And of course, anytime they do a launch and it's not one of the actual items that they promised at SHOT Show, People in the comments are like, that's great, but what about my 5.7? Love the vision, but we don't need another AR-15 derivative. All these new quote-unquote launches are just configurations we could build with a few different sets of parts offered on your site. Where are the new unique platforms you teased at SHOT? Okay, now where's the mixtape? PSA once again releasing another AR variant instead of any of the guns we specifically asked for. If you guys remember, they had a poll going up. Hey guys, what do you guys want to see first? That's what we're going to be making. That's what we're going to be pushing out.
Here's another AR.
How about another AR? Where Saber 2011? True. Yeah, the how do you do, fellow kids? There's a point in here where he pauses to very obviously put in a Zin to be like, how do you guys do, fellow kids? I consume the Zin as well. Isn't that what you kids do?
See, a quick point on a Saber 2011. 2011s are already unreliable enough. I can't imagine what PSA would do to make it like even worse. Because like they're notorious of like, you know, you dump 7 mags through them and it's already starting to slow down a little bit. Got to like really clean that out.
Rounds, baby. 200
exactly.
Rounds
like that's all you need really. But I feel like if PSA does it, you'll like fire a shot and the barrel will just banana completely apart, just like that.
Well, and if I remember correctly, at SHOT Show, they said the price was going to be something like $2,000, which is already standard 2011 pricing. So why you would go to PSA for a 2011 versus any other manufacturer? Like, listen, there's already $800 2011s. LFA makes them, right? LFA makes a sub $1,000 2011. And if you want an import, TSIS, Mac, and the other guys, you can get a Turkish 2011 for like $600, right?
Yeah. Right, but GBRS isn't repping those.
True. Well, their check has not cleared yet. That's for sure.
Yeah. So $2,000 from PSA, of all people to give $2,000, I don't think PSA deserves it, to be honest.
No, their QC is going to be like awful, like it is on all of their products.
Yeah, terrible QC and just like, oh yeah, you guys like ARs, right? Here's 7 more that are exactly the same, but the handguard is a millimeter shorter on each of them, so you get just that little bit less, you know, space between your irons or some BS like that.
Well, I wonder if PSA is just trying to take advantage of the fact that Delton is gone, so now there's a new hole in the market, and Anderson is being eaten by Ruger currently. So there's kind of a little bit of a lull there where they are the only dog. We got them, like Delta Team Tactical and those guys, which are just parts manufacturers, and then Bear Creek Arsenal. I think that's the low end right now. There's a few other guys out there, B Kings, Firearms. Well, High Point's not out yet. For some reason, High Point, the HP-15, they're having trouble bringing this high-tech AR-15 to market. What I think they're actually having a hard time doing legitimately at High Point is getting the rifle cheap enough, but still working. I think that's because they're probably going to try and target like a stupid 350 full rifle tag. I think that's going to be
used to working with pot metal, and now they can't.
Well, listen, pot metal works great on a blowback 9mm handgun. It does.
I'm not talking
not so much on an AR, dude.
Yeah, I'm not talking down on the High Points. They're a great price to shoot them once, then throw them in the river. But yeah, pot metal doesn't work all too well on ARs.
Yeah, and also, you know, something about this bolt face just exploding in my face is not particularly appeasing. So I don't personally, HP-15, not my jam.
I just want to know why PSA is putting pin front sight blocks on and not providing rear sights. They didn't even put one on for the video.
Oh, no way. No way. Did I not pick that up? No, he did.
Oh, no, they did there, but I'm saying the one that he's holding in his hand. Why?
Oh, right. Well, they wouldn't want to do that because that would be selling it to you, right? But apparently it doesn't come with a rear sight, which is fine. I don't think most people are going to put a rear sight on this. Who is buying a PSA rifle to clone a Mark 18 Mod 0? I mean, there's already, you can get a 10.5 upper with a pinned front sight block from anybody.